Cosine rule 1. We use the cosine rule when we know an angle in a triangle, the two sides around it, and we want to find the side opposite the angle. Now then, we can do this in any given triangle whatsoever. That's the beauty of the cosine rule. So, here's the angle. We're going to call that angle big A. And opposite the angle is side small a. Now, the two sides around the angle we're going to call B and C. Because A is in between B and C, we call it the included angle. Now then, the cosine rule formula is quite large and it will look familiar. A squared equals B squared plus C squared minus 2BC cos big A. Now then, if you think that looks like Pythagoras, it does for a very good reason. If we set the angle at 90, cos of 90 is 0, and all of a sudden if we put that in the last part of our expression, will disappear. But we're going to remember the formula. A squared equals B squared plus C squared minus 2BC cos A. I'm going to circle that in red squiggly stuff. And when I do that, ladies and gentlemen, copy this down. It's a good time to take some time out, copy this down, know this formula. It's going to be very useful. Pause it now if you'd like to, or carry on. I'm about to go into a question. Okay, this triangle here, we know two sides. We know 5 centimeters, 7 centimeters, and the angle in between, the included angle. Now then, if I'm ever going to use a formula in any of my questions, the first thing I do is write out that formula. Here we're going to use the cosine rule. A squared equals B squared plus C squared minus 2BC cos A. Now then, the reason why I write my formula down first is because A, it helps us remember it. B, it's like a jigsaw. If we fit the right pieces into the right places in the jigsaw, it's really easy to get our answers right. Okay, A, that's the side opposite the angle that we know. In this case, we're calling it X. So I'm going to write X squared equals B, one of the sides around. Here I'm going to take it to be 5 centimeters. So that's going to be 5 squared plus the other side is 7. So I'm going to write 7 squared minus 2 times 5 times 7 times cos 73 degrees. Now then, we can take a little bit of a shortcut here because we've got very good calculators nowadays. If we're going to undo the square on that x, we're going to square root both sides of the equation. On the left hand side, square rooting gets rid of that square, so we're just left with x. On the right hand side, we're going to put this whole phrase here underneath the square root. 5 squared plus 7 squared minus 2 times 5. This is just another way of writing times 7 times cos 73, and then put that in our calculator. Now, this is quite a large expression, so take care when you're putting it in your calculator. Now, if you've done this right, you're going to get a rather large decimal, as we do anytime we use a, as we do usually when we use a trigonometric function. And we're going to round this one off to 3 significant figures. So I'm going to say 7, there's my first significant, 0.32. Well, it was 7.316, but I've rounded that up to 7.32. We know the units are centimeters, and that's to 3 significant figures. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Have yourself a good day.